Every moment, every breath, we thank Allah. The blessings of Ramadan, the blessings of Ramadan, the blessings of Ramadan, the blessings of Ramadan.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. Dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani channel, I welcome you to another session of Blessings of Ramadan. A beggar was once begging in front of some kuffar, and the kuffar decided to send the beggar towards Sayyiduna Ali karamallahu ta'ala wajhul kareem, with the intention of embarrassing Sayyiduna Ali radiyallahu ta'ala an. When they told the beggar to go towards the Amir al-Mu'mineen, Sayyiduna Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu recited peace and blessings, durood upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam 10 times, and blew onto the palm of this beggar. Then he ordered the beggar to close his hand and open it in front of the kuffar who had sent him. In front of them he opened his hand. The kuffar and the people nearby were amazed to see that now this beggar was holding a number of golden dinar. Many who witnessed this event embraced Islam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad. Dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani channel, our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam described the different phases in the month of Ramadan as being phases of mercy, forgiveness, and freedom from the fire of hell. After the departure of this blessed month of Ramadan, Allah Almighty has given us the blessing of the day of Eid, Eidul Fitr, and after the month of striving in worship and standing in prayer and fasting all day, putting that extra effort in our acts of worship, it's only natural that after all this striving we have a day where we may relax and celebrate and thank Allah Almighty for giving us an opportunity to supplicate in His court and be blessed with forgiveness. For the day of Eidul Fitr is a day of mercy and forgiveness, and a day of good news for the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In fact, it is mustahab, it is preferable to express happiness on this day of Eid. As far as this idea of being happy in terms of the grace and mercy of Allah Almighty is concerned, then this is expressed in the Quran itself. As Allah Almighty has said in Surah Yunus, verse number 58, قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا. The translation from Kanzul Iman, say you, only Allah's grace and only on His mercy. On it therefore let them rejoice. In other words, let the people rejoice and express happiness in terms of Allah's grace and Allah's mercy. And the day of Eidul Fitr is one of those days where Allah Almighty announces forgiveness for the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it's only natural, even in this world, when we go through a phase of striving or difficulty, as soon as that phase ends, we we express our happiness or our relief in some respects. Although for Ramadan and as far as Eid is concerned, it's different, because the departure of Ramadan, it is a sad event for all believers who truly have value for this blessed month. But when the day of Eid comes, due to the fact that this day of Eid itself is a day of mercy and blessings, the believers, their hearts are full of happiness, and they greet each other on this day. Sayyiduna Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, he narrates, it's a very long narration, and I would just like to mention a few points, take a few points from this narration about the nature of this day, what happens on this day. Firstly, when the night of Eid comes, it is referred to as Laylatul Jaiza, the night of reward. And when the morning of Eid arrives, Allah Almighty sends His innocent angels. They spread out throughout the earth and in various places around the world or around the earth, and they announce to the people that, O nation of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, go towards the court of your Lord, go towards the masajid, where Allah Almighty is remembered. And with this announcement, they also reveal why should the believers go towards the court of Allah Almighty. The angels say, for they will find Allah Almighty to be one who gives a lot, and one who forgives the people. And then when the people gather, Allah Almighty announces how those who will ask from Him, He will give them, and how He will bless people with forgiveness. In fact, when the people leave after the prayer or after the gathering of Eid, Allah Almighty announces that you have pleased me, and I am also pleased with you. So the expression Allah Almighty in His announcement is that I have been pleased with you, and your actions have pleased me, and go home and return to your homes in this state where you have been forgiven by me. So this day of Eid, when the angels are announcing that the people should gather in the court of Allah Almighty, and they will find Allah, one who gives them so much and one who forgives them, and Allah announces forgiveness for the believers. Is this not enough evidence for us that this day is truly a blessed day for all believers and all all followers of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? As far as praying or standing up in prayer is concerned on the days of Eid, there is a narration which I would like to share with you. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that he who stands in prayer, or he who worships Allah Almighty for reward, to attain reward on the nights of Eid, meaning the nights of Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, then such a person who worships Allah, who stands in prayer, worships Allah on these nights, his heart will not die on the day when the hearts of people will die. Another narration which is reported by Sayyiduna Mu'az bin Jabal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he says that, he reports that whoever worships Allah Almighty, stays awake in worshipping Allah Almighty on 5 nights, then heaven becomes wajib for him. And this is an expression that is used in narrations. This does not mean that it is necessary upon Allah Almighty to bless them with paradise. The ulama explain that this means, such narrations mean that Allah through His mercy will indeed bless them with paradise. So Allah Almighty, if it's His will, and through His will and through His mercy, will indeed give them paradise. In no way does it mean that Allah Almighty is it's a compulsion upon Allah Almighty, for He is the Creator, and He may do as He wills. So through His mercy, He will indeed bless